Hey everyone, imagine if your videos ranking on YouTube are generating traffic, leads and sales on autopilot. Wouldn't that be sweet? So on today's live stream, we're going to be talking about the top 10 ways to rank your videos in 2019, 2020. But because 2020 is just around the corner, I thought I'd focus on the future and give you some tips, or 10 tips on how to rank your videos. So even if you have a small channel or a large channel, it doesn't really make any difference. I mean, because larger channels, it tends to be a little easier, but smaller channels, you can still rank your videos, as we'll talk about later, what some of the things you can do. So my name's Herman Drost, and my channel is all about how to grow your audience on YouTube so you can generate traffic, leads, and sales on autopilot. And if you get one video that does well in the search engines, ranks well in search engines on the first page, then that video can generate traffic, leads, sales 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year after year, as long as it remains on that first page. So I have some videos that on my channel that I created 2 or 3 or 4 years ago that are ranking on the first page, and I haven't done anything with them over the past few years. So that's just one example of the beautiful thing that YouTube is as a great platform to you do invest the work once, and then you reap the rewards over and over again. So I want to welcome ChemDrive Midwest here. Good to see you. Harley, good to see you. Thanks for being here. So I want to first look at some of the top ranking benefits that when you have a video ranking, what are some of the greatest benefits? So I'm going to shoot over to one of my slides here, and so we're going to be talking about the top 10 ways to rank YouTube videos on the first page in 2020 and beyond. And some of the benefits, as I mentioned earlier, you get traffic, leads and sales on autopilot. So as long as your videos rank well, then those videos are going to keep producing for you. And so what you're doing, every video that you create is a traffic machine. So you're creating evergreen traffic machines. So every video you produce is an opportunity to get traffic. Then if you're trying to build your list, you're trying to expose your content to more people, then this is a great way. So some of the ways that this happens is through YouTube search, which we're mostly talking about today. And that's where people are entering their keywords in the search engines, mostly YouTube, but also on Google, and then they discover your video. So for instance, if you put in how to tie a tie in YouTube, then you'll get a very specific video or hundreds of videos on how to tie a tie. And so how-to videos, tutorials, all these kinds of videos do well in YouTube. So mostly I do how-to tutorials, but like how to tie a tie, how to change a tire, how to fix the plumbing in your house. Then there's a video out there that that'll save you a lot of money if you follow the tutorial. So probably a few months ago, my wife and I decided to, instead of just getting a person to replace the toilet in our house, we thought, well, let's check YouTube and see how easy it is to replace a toilet. And so we watched a video or two, bought the toilet, watched the video, step by step, and replaced the toilet within like 1 or 2 hours. So that saved us hundreds of dollars, just getting a person to come in and do it for us. So So when it comes to YouTube, you have the YouTube search, and then you also have the YouTube suggested, which are the videos that appear on the right side of the watch page. And you also have the YouTube recommendations, which appear on the home screen, on the browsing features as well. So when people go, when a person goes to their YouTube home screen, then your videos can appear there in what's called the browse features, and a lot of traffic comes, especially new videos will appear on those browse features. Then the last one is the Google search, and most of traffic that comes to my channel, or most of the rankings, comes from Google search. So this is that because I've embedded the videos on a website, and it's not immediate like YouTube. Your video can rank almost immediately, but Google search takes a bit of time. And but over the years, a lot of my videos have gained search rankings in Google search, and as a result, I'm getting traffic from Google search as well as YouTube search. So if you can get on both, because Google search engine is the largest search engine, and then YouTube is the second largest search engine. So you can get a ton of traffic if you can get your video that ranks in both those search engines. So I highly recommend trying to get your videos to rank in both those, as well as the suggested search engines. So well, let me ask you a question. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to ranking your videos on YouTube? I think my biggest challenge when it comes to ranking videos on YouTube is to find the ultimate keyword phrase that gives you a good ranking. So when you hit a great keyword phrase, it ranks easily. That's kind of the jackpot. But the more keyword research you do, then that's the foundation for great rankings in the YouTube search engine. But what about you guys and girls? What is your biggest challenge when it comes to ranking your videos on YouTube? Put that in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments to continue that discussion. But I'm going to hopefully make this a little bit easier for you as we go through these 10 ways to get top rankings or get first page rankings on YouTube in 2020 and beyond. So I mentioned about these top ranking benefits, but let's look at some of the main ranking factors. There's actually millions of ranking factors that go into make up the YouTube algorithm, but the biggest ones, the main ones, is the watch time. And watch time is how long can you keep people watching. So a person watches your video, and then you link to a playlist, and they start watching the next video, the next video, next video. So maybe they're watching like 10 minutes of your videos on YouTube, so that's like an extended watch time. So the more watch time you can get from your videos or successive videos, then the higher probability that your videos will rank on the first page of YouTube. So, okay, so Harley says the biggest challenge is finding a keyword phrase I can rank for that also has some search traffic and lots of competition. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest challenges, getting that keyword phrase that doesn't have too much competition but can still rank well. And having a keyword phrase that's highly competitive is going to be much harder to rank for that particular keyword phrase. And Lisa is saying that finding trending topics in quilting. So yeah, so finding an angle that you can use. So it could be National Day of Quilting, for instance, so you can hop on that trend, or maybe something in the quilting world, or something in on the internet that's really, maybe an actor that's a very popular actor that's taken up quilting. So you got to kind of find an angle that you can hop on a trend and use it for your niche. So those are definitely great challenges there. So I mentioned watch time, and audience retention is kind of similar. Audience retention is really the ability to keep your viewers watching all the way through. So if I show you this, here's a slide here. This is what YouTube says. Your goal is to keep audience retention as close to 100% as you can, because this means viewers are watching all the way through your videos. And if the videos consistently get high audience retention and watch time, then they have the potential to show up more frequently in search and suggested locations on the web. So if you can get that audience retention, if you can keep people watching at least 50% of your video, all the people that watch your video, at least keep they're staying and watching, 50%, watch it all the way through. That's great. If you get up to 60%, 70%, then there's a higher probability that your videos will appear in search and suggested. So it starts off at 100%, and if you follow the audience retention graph, then it kind of goes down from there as your video keeps playing. So you can keep it at 100%. That's the best, but keep 50% of your viewers watching all the way through, 60%, 70%. Your goal should be to try to get it as high as possible. So then then there's a great probability that video is going to do well. And here's another slide on the watch time. So you can increase the chances of YouTube suggesting your content by increasing your click-through rate and your video watch time. So I mentioned watch time, keeping viewers watching all the way through, and then the other big thing is the click-through rate. So the click-through rate, or impressions click-through rate, is really the number of people that see your beautiful thumbnail and then they click on the thumbnail. So you get the high click-through rate. That means more people, as YouTube, when you first publish a video, then your thumbnail is exposed to audiences. So YouTube sends it out, and then if a lot of people click on it, you get a high click-through rate. That means more people are going to watch your video. If you don't get a high click-through rate, then all that work, all that keyword research and making the video, optimizing the video, promoting the video is going to be wasted. So you want to spend a good amount of time creating a great thumbnail, and then also working on getting a high engagement of your videos. So watch time, audience retention, impressions click-through rate, and then engagement, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But the engagement basically means that people stay engaged throughout your video. And then view velocity is like the amount of engagement that your video gets within the first 24 to 48 hours. So you want to, after your video is published, you want to try to promote it within the first 24, 48 hours and get a lot of comments, views, subscribers, etc. So there are millions of other factors, but these are kind of the main factors that help with the ranking of your videos. So let's look at the 10 ways to rank your YouTube videos on the first page of YouTube in 2020. And number one is really to identify the less competitive keyword phrases, because the less competitive keyword phrases are the ones that are easier to rank for. So if you use the YouTube search bar, you can put your keyword phrase in the YouTube search bar, and YouTube gives you a whole bunch of suggestions what you could rank your videos for. Now, if you want to speed up the time to do keyword research, then TubeBuddy is a great keyword research tool. So you can use the Keyword Explorer tool, and that'll give you a keyword score. It'll give you suggestions for the what other keyword phrases you can use, and it'll also show you the competition. It'll show you the search volume, etc. So all those factors, when you have the TubeBuddy keyword tool, can speed up the keyword research process. Another great keyword research tool is Morning Fame, which you can use to identify your competitors. It'll also give you suggestions for other keyword phrases. You can also look at compare your thumbnail to your competitors' thumbnails. So I kind of use both of these tools for my keyword research. But another good keyword free Chrome extension is Keywords Everywhere. So it'll give you the search volume for your particular keywords, and this free Chrome extension will help you to see the search volume on YouTube and also on Google. And then Answer the Public is another tool which gives you all the questions. So you can put your main keyword into Answer the Public, and it'll spit out all the questions that people ask about that particular topic. So if you can identify the less competitive keyword phrases, these are ones that don't have too much competition, but they have enough search volume to be able to rank. So if you can get, like, say it gets 800 searches per month, and you rank on the first page, so you may not get the top ranking, like the number one ranking, but even if you rank on second or third or fifth, like oftentimes I'll go to the first page and I won't select the first video, but I'll select maybe the best thumbnail or the best title that catches my eye, or the best title and thumbnail that catches my eye, and I'll click on that. So therefore it makes sense that you got to come up with a great thumbnail that catches the eye, and then you can get more likely that video is going to get clicked on, which hopefully is yours, and it'll be watched. So the keyword research, which I can't emphasize enough, is actually the foundation for getting all your videos ranked on the first page of YouTube and Google. So okay, Grizz has a question here. I have several videos with 70% watch time, congratulations, and over 7.2 click-through rate, yet impression numbers are very low. Why is this? So Harley has an answer here. You can get this shown as well. Have you looked at search volume for a particular keyword? So I'd say that's a great, 70% watch time is great. And you might also look at, if it does have great search volume, then, the chances are it should be it should be doing well. If it's not, not a keyword phrase that's really used much, you could get a high watch time, high click-through rate, but there may not be much search volume, and so it'd be easy to kind of get that high watch time and click-through rate. So it's not a very competitive keyword phrase. Okay, so I mentioned those search tools, and probably there's also vidIQ is another search tool, which is like more expensive than the others. But another way to get ranked on the first page of YouTube is to create engaging videos that have a high watch time. So when you create your video, you want to create a good hook at the beginning, like a question, tease your viewers at the beginning, saying this video is all about how to get thousands of views on your video. So that at the beginning of your video, you could show a video that's got thousands of views, and then show them how you did it. So you can do it, go into the case study, then go into introduce your video, go through the points that are on the video that you want to share in your video. You also want to mention your title in your video, because Google, with the machine learning, picks up the words that are in your title, the main keywords that you're using to rank it for. You also want to add your calls to action to encourage engagement. So linking in the cards and in the end screens to a playlist, to the next video, to a poll, encourages engagement. Or you can even ask a question. Like oftentimes I ask a question, and then you can pin that question to the top of your comments, and when people go to comment on your video, they'll see the question and want to respond to that question. But you can ask it right there in the video. And then also you can reset the attention of your viewers by adding images, transitions, graphics, motion graphics, etc. So that's just some of the ways to keep your viewers engaged. But hopefully you're tracking the performance of your videos. So after you've created a video, maybe wait a few days and look at your audience retention graph in YouTube Analytics and see where people are dropping off. And maybe there's something in your video you said, or a word or a phrase you said, that caused them to drop off. Or maybe they found it boring, you didn't keep their attention. So in your next video, maybe they dropped off in your video in the 1 minute mark or the 30-second mark. You might try removing your introduction. You might try removing your branding at the beginning. You might try, instead of, and this kind of goes with tutorial videos, instead of talking about why you should listen to this tutorial, watch this tutorial, or outlining the benefits of, say, your video content, you can go straight into the how to do it, in your tutorial. Then after that, provide the benefits and the whys. So you're giving the meat of the content immediately, and then giving the why and the benefits afterwards. So you can kind of restructure the content of your video. Try restructuring it. Try different transitions. Try different graphics. Maybe try to be entertaining. So all these things. So, and I kind of fall into this trap myself. I just think, well, I'll just keep producing the same type of video and hopefully something takes off. But once in a while, just try something completely different. Go and shoot your videos outside. Maybe try something entertaining at the beginning of your video. Maybe try standing up and try moving around, standing up and switching positions in your video, etc. So, and then maybe also look at other videos that your competitors, or even not your competitors, that are doing extremely well, and see, pick up some of their ideas and try them in your video. So, but I think it was Einstein that said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the different results. So if you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, try something new that's completely out of the box, and then maybe that might make a difference. So yeah, have a good hook, get into the meat of your content right away, give a strong call to action, say the title in your video, ask questions, try a poll, add transitions, images, etc. The third way, and this is something you probably have to experiment with, is to increase the video length. So you might be doing videos that are 2 or 3 minutes long or 5 minutes long, but according to the statistics, longer videos tend to do better than shorter videos. But one key factor of this is that when you make a longer video, don't just make it longer for the sake of being longer, but you want to keep up the audience retention. So if people are dropping off in the first minute of most of your videos, then it doesn't make sense to make it a longer video. But if you're getting 50% audience retention on your videos, maybe you can, on your 5-minute video, try and bump it up to like 8 minutes or 10 minutes and try to keep your audience watching. So if you can make a very high quality video that lasts 10 minutes and your competitors are making 5-minute videos, then there's a probability that your video that's 10 minutes will outrank your competitors' videos, which are only 5 minutes. So the key is to have that great audience retention and high watch time and good click-through rate. So you got to have that, and I think YouTube talks about average view duration, which is basically like audience retention. So you got to get that, keep people engaged throughout that 10 minutes. So if you can make videos longer and have a high audience retention, then they're going to rank well, they're going to do better than your competitors' videos. But if you're in a very competitive field, then there might be people that are making 10-minute videos, so you might want to go for 12 minutes or 15 minutes. So it's definitely a challenge, but hey, it's worth experimenting. And one key point is if you got a low audience retention on your videos, maybe you're making 6-minute videos, 7-minute videos, then maybe try 3-minute videos. And then, if you get a audience retention like 60% or 70%, then you can try experimenting with making a longer video. So, but if you're getting a low audience retention on a 5-minute video, you can even drop down to 3 minutes and try to expand or increase that audience retention. So I just want to go back to this. What YouTube says, your goal is to keep the audience retention as close to 100% as you can. Grizz270 says he got 72%, so that's amazing. But you want to get as close to 100% as you can, because this means that viewers are watching all the way through, and you get that high audience retention and watch time, then more frequently your videos are going to appear in search and suggested videos. Okay, number 4, another way to, and I mentioned this previously, to get your video on the first page of YouTube is to make clickable thumbnails. So if nobody clicks on your thumbnail, then nobody's going to watch your videos. So impressions click-through rate is kind of crucial. So you aim for a high click-through rate. So if you get when you craft your thumbnail, make sure you use bold text, use a few words to describe your video, Don't repeat that. Don't repeat the title of your video exactly in your thumbnail. Use contrasting colors. So could be black and white, could be blues and whites, etc. So use two or three contrasting colors that make your video make your thumbnail stand out. Then another thing, which I didn't put in here, but is also crucial, if you can do it, put your face in the thumbnail. And another thing you do, and I did this in my previous thumbnail when I was talking about how to merge two videos together, is to put two of your faces or somebody else's face if you're doing an interview. So apparently two faces or several faces in the thumbnail is better than one face. And then make your face large, have an expression on your face. Could be very sad, could be very happy, could be very curious. So try different expressions, and I would say even experiment with your face on the left, face on the right, face in the middle. But the key with creating great thumbnails, you should really ideally test them. So TubeBuddy has an A/B testing, thumbnail testing feature. So that's if you upgrade to the Legend option of TubeBuddy, and YouTube said they're going to come out with a thumbnail testing feature somewhere down the road. So, but in the meantime, you can try TubeBuddy, or even just do it manually. Just look at your click-through rate for one of your videos, and then your next video change your thumbnail and see what the click-through rate for that is. Just keep in mind that when if you getting a lot of activity on your video, your click-through rate's going to decrease over time. So when you first put out your video, then all your subscribers are going to be clicking on your video, and people see your video for the first time in the search engines or on YouTube Suggested or on the browse feature. So you're going to get a high click-through rate based upon a lot of people click on your thumbnail. But as your video ages, you're not going to get such a high click-through rate, because it's people are just going to discover it in the search engines. But that initial view velocity is going to produce that high click-through rate. So there's a lot of other factors that come into play there. So bold text, use your face, few words, contrasting colors. Don't repeat the title. The fifth way to get your video ranked on the first page of YouTube is to also experiment with your title. So place your most powerful keyword at the beginning of your title. So for instance, in this live stream, I put how to rank YouTube videos. So how to rank YouTube videos has very high search volume. It's a very competitive keyword phrase. There's no way I can rank for that particular keyword phrase, but I put it at the beginning, and then afterwards I put in on the first page how to rank your videos on the first page, and then I put and I'll mention this later, put a year. It could be 2019, 2020, but I decided, hey, it's the end of the year, so why not put 2020? And I don't know how my live video is ranking at the moment, but when I checked, and it's just this is a great thing about live video. You automatically, if it gets high rankings, your video is even going to rank before you've gone live. So I don't know how it is now, but how to rank your videos in 2020. Hopefully that may get some good rankings and stay there for a while. So you never know. But the idea of creating good titles, put your main keyword phrase at the beginning, then use some emotional trigger or something that draws in your audience. So usually the keyword phrase is kind of more for the search engines, and then the emotional trigger or the the ending phrase or ending keyword, like I put down like top 10 ways, I put at the end, is more for the viewers and your audience. So it's kind of a trigger keyword phrase. So you got that the main keyword phrase, and then something to reinforce that keyword phrase in your title. So when it comes to your title, you definitely want to place your keyword at the beginning, use an emotional trigger. You can also experiment with capitalizing your main keyword so it stands out when people see the title. Some people also say to use brackets, put a bracket around some words in your title. So this kind of helps it to stand out from your competitors. And then speak your title in your video. When you create your video, speak the title in your video. And then the other thing I mentioned previously was include the current year. So a lot of my videos that rank well I've included 2019. So as we come into 2020, you could use 2020. So that's just another way that you can get that first page ranking. Number 6 is the video description. Now the video description is it's not a huge ranking factor, but I really think that sometimes when I watch a video and maybe I can ask that question to you guys and girls: do you read the description as you're watching the video? Usually what appears in the description is the first 3 lines. So you want to put your main keyword phrase in that particular paragraph. So first 3 lines, try to create a description that includes that main keyword phrase. And if you're sending people to like a playlist or to a landing page, a lead magnet, or your website or your blog, put that in those first 3 lines, the full URL. And in the rest of your description, you could add some more paragraphs, because sometimes people read more than one paragraph. But generally, you can add your social media links, your links to your website. Usually I add more related videos, like related playlists that relate to the video content. So when people check out your description, they can go straight to your playlist and then binge watch more of your videos. So when it comes to your description, it's not a huge ranking factor, but I think for the sake of the people that are watching, it's a great thing to optimize your description, put some playlists there, put some related videos in there as well. Another thing, this is what I came across recently. I'm just mentioning this here. I haven't proved it yet, but another suggestion is to add timestamps in the description for longer videos. So this makes your format easier to understand for both humans and the robots. So Google recently came out with an article saying that they are going to, when your video appears in Google, they're going to be able to pick out a portion of that video for the people that see your video in the search engines. And so say your video is like 10 minutes long, but the crux or the main point of your video is at the 3-minute mark. So YouTube will pick out that, somehow they'll pick out that 3 minute mark, and they'll, when you play the video in the Google search engine, it'll just play that particular part. So it might be 30 seconds or a minute long. And I've noticed that for my videos that appear in Google search, it'll show that particular segment. So by adding a timestamps to like longer videos, this might help to get your videos ranked on the first page of YouTube, and also help to get your videos ranked in Google search. So I kind of it's worth experimenting with it. So I'm intending to add timestamps at least to my live streams. So this, because they tend to be like 30 minutes to 60 minutes long. So you might try experimenting with that. So optimize paragraph, include your main URL in there, and add your playlists in there as well. Number 7 is video tags. So video tags, YouTube has said that the tags are not so significant anymore, but I think if you look at, if you use TubeBuddy, or if you use a TubeBuddy app on your phone, then it'll show you the rankings of your videos based upon the tags you use. So I would say still use the tags, and when it comes to adding tags to your videos, it helps to make your video more relevant. So when people go to watch your video, they're seeing the thumbnail, they're reading the title, they're watching the video, they're reading the description, and your tags, if they're all relevant, help with the relevancy of your videos. So if you can add tags that are totally relevant, that helps the humans and the robots understand your video, then that's a great thing. So when it comes to adding tags, put your main keyword phrases at the beginning. So this could be the title of your video, and then your other keywords could be related keywords called LSI keywords. So you could use something like the LSI graph, and that'll give you kind of related keywords. So not the same exact keywords, but the other words that are similar to the words that you use for your title. And then finish off your tags with sort of broad keywords. So these could be just, kind of one word keywords. And so you kind of structure your tags in a way that you've got your main keywords at the beginning, your related keywords after that, and you finish off with your broad keywords. But don't put keywords in there that don't relate to your video content. And Harley's saying if you have a website featuring your video, Google also has extra tags you can add to a web page to help it find the video references. So I think what you mean here, Harley, is I think they have a form for it. Is that right? You can fill out a form, and then when you have a video that's on Google, then this will help to get your video found in Google as well. So yeah, thanks for that point. It's a great one. And I also mentioned about, and I've been doing this for a while, is adding your channel name. You can add your channel name. So this kind of adds relevancy to your tag. So if somebody puts in your channel name, for instance, they'll see all your videos. Another thing you can do, and I haven't done this so often, is to use hashtags. So some people use hashtags in the description of your video. So the downside of using hashtags is that if you put a general hashtag in your description, then all the videos from your competitors are going to be in there. But if you use a unique hashtag that's related to your channel, then somebody clicks on that hashtag, then just your videos will show for, somebody clicks on that hashtag. But when it comes to those hashtags, just use 3 hashtags. Don't put like 10 hashtags in there. So that's another thing that you can experiment with. And I have found that it could be distracting, because instead of people clicking on, say, a playlist, they'll click on a hashtag, so it could actually distract them from watching your videos. So it might be just worth experimenting with. Oh, hi Cindy. Cool, first time watching live stream. Nice, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. And Harley says that Google has a form to apply for the beta program that specifically looks at those tags. My understanding is that you can use the tags without being in the program. So yeah, so that's maybe I'll put a link in the description after this live stream has finished. So I'll put a link, in the replay to an article about using, about that. So that's a new announcement that Google has about, using particular tags or filling out the form to get your videos discovered in Google. So I'm going to make a note of that. Okay, so moving on to mention about video tags, and in the number 8 is the power of playlists. So playlists, I think not too many people are really using them much, and sometimes I even forget about putting my videos in playlists. But playlists are very powerful because it can increase the watch time, the session time, and it helps organize your videos. So for instance, if somebody is watching your video and then they link, if you link to a playlist in the cards or in the end screen, and they watch another video and then another video in your playlist, that goes deep, that takes a deeper dive into your content. That means that you're getting more watch time from your videos. So say you even create a 1-minute video. So it could be just a short video, 1-minute video, but then you link at the end of the video in your end screen or in the card to the next video in the playlist, and then maybe you have your 10 videos there that have a total of 10 minutes, and they watch 10 videos for a total of 10 minutes. Then you got a 10 minutes of watch time, and that could even be better than having a long video, a 10-minute video, where you're kind of losing the attention of your viewers and only watch 1 minute of it. So a playlist is great because if you're creating a series of videos, you can put them all on a playlist. You can link in your video. You can link to that playlist in the card, in the end screen. You can even pin a playlist to the top of your comments. So when people go to your comments, then they'll see that they can watch more videos. So playlists are really powerful. There's 2 different kinds of playlists. There is the official playlist where you can put your videos into, and there's a regular playlist. So when you create an official playlist, then YouTube will surface videos from that playlist to people based upon their browsing behavior. And then a regular playlist doesn't have that capability. So I highly recommend creating an official playlist. And the only downside is that you can't put 2 videos in the official playlist as well as in 2 different official playlists. So you could, if you have a playlist on how to stop puppies from biting, then you're putting all your videos on there, but you can't put in another official playlist on the same topic. So put them in an official playlist. So creating a good video series. So before you create your video, think about a video series. It also makes it easier to create successive videos. Place related videos in their own playlist. Link to the related playlist of the cards and end screens. Pin your playlist to the top of the comments. Put it in your description, and you can also embed that playlist on your website. So Grizz said I've noticed a difference since I've been using playlists. Whoop. Forgot to turn off my phone. I've noticed a difference since I've been using playlists. Yeah, I find that too. Since I've been using playlists, you're just providing a way for people to take a deeper dive into your content. So if they're very interested in the video that they've just watched, maybe they're hungry for more content, and then immediately they can go into watching more of your content. So it's definitely a very powerful way to keep people watching, get that expanded watch time, that average view duration, etc. Okay, another tip here from Harley. Make sure your playlists have good titles and descriptions for SEO, as they can show up in search. That's true. Put your add a optimized description, add an optimized title. So you can also add notes to the videos in the playlist. So if you go into your playlist and you got a bunch of videos in there, you can add notes to those playlists. I don't know if the description of when you put your keywords in there, it makes any difference, but hey, YouTube provides it, so why not use it? So yeah, definitely. And then pick out a good thumbnail that represents your playlist. So usually you can choose like a video, whichever video is at the top, then I think that's the one that's the thumbnail that's going to appear at the top of your playlist. And then I also recommend looking at your analytics to see which video in your playlist is getting the most traction, and possibly putting that video at the top of your playlist, and because it's attracting the most traffic. So put that at the top, and then other videos in the playlist, put them under that. Oh, hey, Bill, good to see you. So just to reiterate, the creating video series, related videos, use playlists in your link them in the cards and end screens, pin to the top of the comments, put them in your description. Then number 9, a ninth way of getting good search engine rankings, and this actually more applies to Google search, but I found that embedding your YouTube video on your website or blog. So this helps in Google search. It appears in the video carousel at the top of Google search, and sometimes if it appears on the left side of the carousel, then that's even better. So what you can do is you get a transcript of your video content, then take that transcript and post it on your video or your blog, embed your video inside that post, and then when you embed your video, you can also, and I have a video about this, you can just, when the video ends, you can also show other videos from your own channel at the end of that video. So this could be own videos in your playlist, own videos that automatically appear at the end of your video. But if you can show other videos at the end of your video that are in your playlist, then they're going to relate more to the content that the person has just watched. So yeah, embedding the video on your playlist, I think, is very powerful. Embedding the video on your website is powerful because I've been doing it for years, and as a result, most of my traffic comes from Google search. So then you're getting traffic both from Google and from YouTube. So if you can rank your videos at the top on the first page of YouTube, and on the first page of Google, you can get, that ongoing traffic. And what I found also that sometimes the videos will rank in Google search, but not in YouTube. So, hey, I can live with that because you Google, more people search Google than YouTube often. So, and vice versa. Sometimes they appear in YouTube and they don't appear in Google. So, but it's worth, feeding both the search engines. So yeah, posting, get a transcript done. You can use that like Go Transcript or rev.com, embedding the video. Use that. I'll try to remember to put that video about how you can show your own videos at the end when you embed your video. I'll put that in the description and the replay. Okay, number 10, and this is also a very powerful tip or trick or way to get more of your videos appearing on the first page of YouTube, and that is to identify through YouTube analytics your top performing videos. So what you do is you're looking, go into YouTube analytics, and then you're looking for the high watch time or those top videos that are top videos of your channel, the ones that are getting the most traffic, getting the highest watch time, the highest click-through rate, the highest audience retention, the highest subscriber count, the highest view count. So basically the videos that are getting the most traffic that YouTube has identified as the best performing videos on your channel. And then what you do is you create more videos on similar topics as that top performing one. And so say for instance, you have a top performing video, and then what you do is you go into keyword research mode and look at all the suggestions that YouTube gives you, that the TubeBuddy tool gives you, that Answer the Public gives you. And so you're looking for alternative keyword phrases, and you can even look in YouTube Analytics and look at the suggested keyword phrases. Look at the tags that you use. Any of the, if you're getting multiple rankings on that top video, but say your video's on how to get views on YouTube, say it's ranked on the first page of YouTube, but it's also ranking, your other tags through the TubeBuddy tool shows that it's ranking for how to get more views on YouTube fast or rapidly, or some alternative keyword phrase. Then take that alternative keyword phrase that it's ranking for and make a video on it. And then so what you're doing is you're creating similar videos. So maybe you have 10 alternative titles and 10 alternative angles that you can address that same topic. And then the high probability is that you're going to get traffic. You're going to capitalize on the traffic that you've seen, that you attained on your top performing videos. So this is a great way that you can kind of capitalize on the top performing videos. So go into YouTube Analytics, look for videos that are your top performing videos, maybe the ones that are getting the high real-time views. If they're getting, even videos that are getting consistent real-time views, every 60 minutes or every 24 hours, every 48 hours, you see that these videos are constantly getting you views every single day. The ones that get high watch time, have a high click-through rate, high audience retention, high, ones that are attracting the most subscribers, ones that are getting a high amount of views, then create more of those types of videos. And so basically you're kind of capitalizing on that. Okay, I also got a bonus tip. I think somebody mentioned this at the beginning of the live stream, that one of the biggest challenges was to find a hot trend for quilts. I think it was. I forget who it was. But somebody has got a channel about quilting, and the biggest challenge was to find a hot trend. So some of the tools that you can use for a hot trend is Google Trends. Set up a Google Alerts so you get that in your email. Then also look at industry news, so you can get the TubeBuddy app on your phone. I think the TubeBuddy Chrome extension has that. The vidIQ also has those features as well. You can also look at channels that keep up with the news in your niche. But the whole idea of writing a trend is, you take some hot topic, it might be some news topic, it might be like, for instance, and it's probably not a good example, but I'm going to use it anyway. Like, there was this girl that talked about van life, and she did 2 videos or 3 videos that got millions of views, and I think might be thousands of subscribers, and she just started a channel. So I decided, then that was talked about in the news, so I created a video kind of analyzing her video about why she got so many views, so many subscribers in such a short time. And even though this video didn't, because I hopped on that trend that a lot of people were talking about, I hopped on it pretty late, so I didn't get a lot of views, but it did a little bit better than my regular videos. So I kind of hopped on a small trend. But if I had hopped on it like at the very beginning, as some YouTubers did, they got tens of thousands of views. So it's just an example of writing a hot trend. So it's not necessary, you don't have to worry about a particular search phrase or suggested videos. You just hop on a hot trend, try to hop on a hot trend, and then that hot trend drives the views, drives the subscribers, and it sort of might do better than all the videos on your channel. And a side benefit of that is that if it gets millions of views, then other people that have watched that video, they'll check out your other videos. So if you're linking to a playlist, linking to another video, then I think that phrase like a rising tide lifts all boats. So if that rising video does so well, it'll raise up all the other videos on your channel. So that's just an example of writing a hot trend. Chris is saying, can you do a specific Google trend related to the time of videos one does, such as in my case sawmill work? Time of video, not quite sure what you mean there, Grizz. But say for instance, there's maybe I don't know anything about sawmills, but maybe there's a time of the year that there's a rush for people to do sawmill work or need sawmill work done. And kind of a comparison of that would be something like, and I mentioned this before, like every day of the year there's like National Something Day. So say if you're an ice cream channel, there's National Ice Cream Day. So say for instance there was National Sawmill Day or something like that. So then before that Sawmill Day comes up, or if it's an ice cream channel, before that ice cream day comes up, you could talk about the importance or some great 10 top tips about ice cream or sawmill or whatever, And so you can capitalize on that trend, or maybe even look at news stories and then try to tie in a news story with something to do with the industry. So I can't think of other specific examples, except one of my own examples was, when they changed the rules about the requirements to join the YouTube Partner Program, then I did a video on how you need, how you can generate revenue on a YouTube channel without having 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And as a result, that video had sort of a mini viral effect and got thousands of views in a very short time. So that was because YouTube, kind of changed the rules suddenly, and I did a video quickly on that, and it still actually does very well for my channel as a result of producing that video. So that's just an idea of hopping on a trend. So when it comes to getting ranked on the first page of YouTube, that hopping on a trend kind of blows all the keyword phrases out of the water, because you're just finding a hot trend. But I think if you want evergreen content that's searchable, that keeps on getting traffic, leads, and sales, then you want to look at those keyword phrases that are less competitive but still get good search volume, and create videos around those particular keyword phrases. And you can also check out your competition. Maybe they created videos like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then if you come up with fresh content, sometimes the fresh content does better than the old content, because YouTube is always looking for fresh content, and that can often do very well. So anybody have any questions about ranking your videos on the first page of YouTube? I think I kind of, these are the top 10 ways. There are probably some other ways, but when I was kind of putting this live stream together, I was thinking, what are some of the things that I have done over the past few years that have achieved good rankings. And a lot of times, your videos are not going to do well in the search engines, and you might think, well, I'm going to delete that video or whatever. But sometimes, and I've noticed this, that a video that you created may not have done well immediately, but 3 weeks down the road, 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, even a couple of years down the road, it might jump to the top of the search engines. And so I've got old videos that look terrible that have done well, that are still doing well in search engine rankings, sometimes because people's interests change, new questions come up, and then you answered that question already in your video. It didn't rank well when you produced it, but then that question came to the front of people's minds, or something changed in the world, and as a result, your video answers that question. So a lot of people are looking for the answer to that solution. So keep on producing videos based upon the keyword phrases that people are searching for. So Harley's got check for whether a playlist title is good or not by using the same tools you use for a video title. That's a great tip there. Thanks, Harley. And I think the main thing is, you got to keep looking for those keyword phrases that your competitors haven't discovered yet, or as I mentioned before, if you look at a highly competitive keyword phrase, maybe put that keyword phrase at the beginning of your title, and then at the end of your title you could put another less competitive keyword phrase, because I find the less competitive keyword phrases, sometimes they might appear as suggested by YouTube, but they don't show any search volume. but it does show that people are searching for that keyword phrase. So say for instance, how to rank YouTube videos has a high search volume, has millions of competitors, millions of people have done videos on that. So instead of using how to rank YouTube videos, you could look for other keyword phrases like how to rank YouTube videos in 10 minutes, in 1 minute, in 10 seconds. So that particular keyword phrase may not get a lot of searches, but the first part of it does get a lot of searches, and therefore your video could even outrank videos from great authority channels. So Lifestyles with Zeke Williams, we'll try these techniques as well. Weakness has been, it takes a bit of practice. It's definitely follow these techniques and I think you have success. So if any of you are not part of my Facebook group, then I invite you to go and check it out. It's at facebook.com/groups/2video bootcamp. You can ask questions there, get feedback on your thumbnails, on your video, interact with other people that have the same struggles and also give you solutions. So check that out. And if you have any suggestions for future live streams, then put that in the comments, and then we'll talk about that for future live streams. So thanks everybody for attending today's live stream. Hope you have a great day and a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.